If you like your comedy short, fast, and funny, you've come to the right place. Comedy Time presents QuickLaffs, guaranteed to make you laugh in 30 seconds or less.
Little kids love to chase birds. When you're a little kid, you see a flock of birds, you drop everything, right? Like, what the hell is our problem? What would we do if we actually caught a bird? Like, bring it home to your mom, like, get a cake, get a cake.
I always get home late doing comedy, and my wife will be asleep, so I'll go in, I fix something to eat, I'll watch TV, I'll be home for like an hour, then I'll hear my wife from the bedroom, and she'll be like, Nate, is that you? You know, you better hope to God it's me. You have let some murderer get quite comfortable in this house. He is eating.
All my friends are white, man, and it's tough because they always try to categorize me. Last week, my friend's like, hey, man, you're Indian, right? I'm like, that's right. So you're from India. I was like, way to go, Steve. He's like, all right, India's in Asia. I guess that makes you Asian. I was like, nah, man, Asians are Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, all the Neeses. He's like, all right, you're not Asian. I guess that makes you Middle Eastern. I was like, whoa, 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 Asian it is. Take it easy, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very lazy. I don't know if anyone's like me, but I just woke up from a nap earlier today to come here as well. Like it's funny to me that the things we hated as kids, we now love as adults, right? Like naps and like seafood and spankings. So good.
I made bad decisions, though. I went to college. After I graduated, I moved back in with my mom, and then I had to listen to all of her stupid rules again. You know? For instance, had to fold the towels in 3 sections because we don't want the seams to show. Do you know how many times in college I got out of the shower and rolled around on the carpet till I was dry?
I know I'm attractive. My grandma told me. I also know I'm slim fat because every time I'm with my girl and somebody's taking a picture, she's like, baby, crane your neck. And I'm like, because I hate MySpace and Facebook and all this garbage because somebody will take my picture at like 2:30 in the morning at a house party, getting a beer out of the fridge. And I'm like, hey, Riley.
But it's my voice at 2 a.m. I like her. Like a lot of black folks complain about things like what, like the police never come when we call them, you know, stuff like that in our neighborhoods, right? Not me. This voice is like having a Visa Platinum identity. In fact, a lot of my black friends call me to call the police for them. Well, it works, you know. 911, what's your emergency? Well, we have got a fiasco down here. Oh, it's bonkers. Get down here, lickety-split. Lickety-split, officers. Yeah. And when you say lickety-split, the cops will show up. You know, of course, I'm the one who gets arrested, and that sucks, but, you know.
Last month, in the town of Mexicali, which is on the border of Mexico and California, good name town for a town on that border, there was an earthquake so strong in Mexicali that the crust of the earth shifted 50 feet north. Mexico itself is illegally trying to cross our borders, people. What are we gonna do about this? This is an emergency. 3 earthquakes this year. Suddenly it's gonna be next to Nebraska, people. Have you not thought about this? They're stealing our land, people. I now know what it feels like to be a Native American.
My girlfriend's a good person, you know, but like as a girl, she has like a lot of weird habits, man. She's like one of these girls, for example, no matter how hot it is in my place, she is always cold, right? And you know what that is? Annoying. Doesn't matter how hot it is, she's always like, ooh, brrr. Ooh, I think I could use a sweater. Ooh, I think I could use a blanket. I'm like, ooh, I think you could use a blood transfusion.
I'm Jamie, and this is my last clean outfit. Yeah! I've been putting off doing laundry, and I have no clean clothes left. And I always know when I haven't done laundry in a long time because my definition of what underwear is starts changing. It gets real loose, real loose. Like yesterday, I wore swimsuit bottoms. Today I wore pants. So.
Anybody ever driven across America? Anybody ever done that sea to shining sea? Well, it's a long way, I'll tell you that. And just think, sir, Lewis and Clark walked it. They basically walked from Washington, D.C. to the Pacific Ocean. If I would have been either one of them, I would have lied like hell to Thomas Jefferson. I would have just said, you get to Nashville and that's where the ocean starts right there.
I almost didn't graduate high school, which is embarrassing. My guidance counselor takes me aside. She's like, "You're failing high school. Do you even care?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to be a ballerina someday." She's like, "That's not a good idea." She takes a picture out of her pocket. She's like, "What do you see there?" I'm like, "It looks like a bum on the street." She's like, "Yeah, he didn't graduate high school either." So I started using that technique in dating. It was awesome. This girl takes 2 bites of a $30 steak. I'm like, "You going to finish that steak?" "No, I'm not hungry." "All right, why don't you take a look at that picture? What do you see there?" "Looks like a girl and she's hailing a cab." Yeah, she didn't finish her steak either.
I really want to be in the movies. And I get very paranoid when I watch movies, though. And like I was watching the movie Unfaithful. I know. It's a terrible movie. The whole time I could not stop thinking. I'm just sitting there like, oh, my girlfriend is definitely cheating on me right now. Then I was watching Lord of the Rings. I was like, she's probably cheating on me with a Hobbit. Then I was watching Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I was like, why am I even watching this? This is definitely why she's cheating on me. I don't have a girlfriend, but I would like to be in the movies.
I had a reading disability too. Of course, back in those days, they didn't even have a name for it. You were just stupid, Found out I was dyslexic when I was 12 years old. When I was 21 years old. And they told me... But the bad part is when you had a reading disability, the school made you feel stupid because they automatically put you in the slow class, which upset me because I didn't even like football.
I'm an anxious person, like I've always been anxious, way OCD. When I was a kid, I was scared to watch The Never-Ending Story because I didn't think it would end. I was like, hurry it up, Falcor! I gotta wash my hands!
And I guess like the star sign stuff changed. Like I guess what you were before, you're not anymore. So instead of people just be like, oh, that's ridiculous, they're like, well, that's fine because I am a Taurus, but I did have Virgo-like tendencies. Shut your mouth. Shut your pagan mouth. Ridiculous. I wonder if you can use that in court. Star sign excuse. Your Honor, I'm a Taurus, and we just very volatile, and we just want what we want.
I live in Brooklyn, okay? He lives in Queens. It's 5 miles away. 2006, we had the biggest blizzard in New York State history. It blanketed the entire East Coast. This is the text message I get from him. He's like, hey, did it snow by you?
And when you don't pay your bills, the collectors start calling the same stupid messages. Mr. Williams, we have called to inform you that you are 90 days behind on your most recent payment. I knew 90 days ago I wasn't going to pay. If anything, y'all are 90 days behind on this whole thing. And then I hang up, because it's Capital One. It's not the IRS, right? Like, what are they going to do? They're going to send the Vikings from the commercial to my house, or what's in your wallet? Not money. Got a condom and a Blockbuster card, and they're both expired. Why don't you leave me alone?
The one thing that's sacred on my desk is my little bottle of Purell. But people always pick it up and touch it with their dirty little fingers. So I have to Purell the Purell with another bottle of Purell. Then they want to touch that Purell, so I have to hide the new Purell so the Purell stays Purelled.
Starting to make a lot of corny old man jokes too. Like that's really sad. You know, like I went clothes shopping and I come out of the dressing room with a new shirt on. The salesman goes, "What do you think?" And I'll point to my wife and go, "I don't know. I gotta ask the boss." Like, whose uncle am I all of a sudden? That's not good.
I've seen this piece of classic advertising this week. Do you ever drive by a business, they get a big banner hanging out front that says, "Under new management"? Has that ever worked and brought in a customer? Because it's always in like a mini mart or an old motel. That's where you see that thing. "Hey, honey, you know that motel down on the old highway where those people got shot and they were making meth? It's under new management. We should check it out." You know what that sign should say? "Still a dump."
Travel a lot though. This job's a lot of fun. We get to travel. You stay in some nasty motels, man. I stayed in a nasty motel not too long ago. Called down to the front desk. I go, "Hey, I wanted a non-smoking room." The guy goes, "You gonna be smoking in there?" I go, "No." He goes, "Then you're in a non-smoking room."
I'm such a bad son, man. I realized, I can't smoke freely around the house. And last night I realized I accidentally hotboxed my mom. I was blowing smoke out in this vent, and I was trying to get it to go outside. Somehow the smoke went up and into her room. This morning she's like, "Last night I sleep and then wow, I don't know what happened, and then I'm dizzy, and then my heart said boom, 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 I don't know." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, must be this new incense I'm burning. It's called OG Kush."
My parents just learned how to text message. They sound like immigrants. Here's a real text message I got from my father. "Mom, fall down, okay." I didn't know what to say to that, so I said thank you.
I think you're a dentist. I think you know other medical stuff. Like, you know what this rash is from? Cavities. Plaque. Maybe you're drooling on your neck. I don't know. People ask the dumbest questions to a dentist. "Are these x-rays really safe?" "Yeah, they're safe. That's why I put a lead apron on you and run behind a concrete bunker." Look around you, bozo. No one else is in the room.
I get to travel all over doing comedy. It's kind of cool. I was in Miami a couple weeks ago. You know they got no ugly women in Miami? I don't think they let them off the plane. I think if they're coming down the runway like this, turn right back around. Go back to Tuscaloosa, wherever the hell you came from. I was in Little Rock, Arkansas 2 weeks ago. Do you know who the hardest working person in Little Rock, Arkansas is? The Tooth Fairy.
I love the thumb, because it says so much. All the obvious ones like, I like it, I don't like it, I need a ride. Subconsciously, the thumb is amazing, because you can tell people what you're about with your thumb. Like, I'm a regular guy, right? So when I walk, my thumb is straight ahead. Regular dude, my thumb is straight out, right? But you start turning that thumb inward, you go from being a regular dude to being a bad mamma jamma. Look at that dude. Oh! That's a tough son of a bee right there. And then you turn that thumb the other way around, you go from being a bad man to hello.
I've learned the secret, though, to picking up women. It's this. You have to stand out. Like most guys, what do you do when you see a pretty girl at the bar? Send her a drink? Oh, not me. I go up a notch. Ladies, I'm gonna send you an appetizer. Yes, ma'ams. Chips and salsa if you're frisky, but if I really like you, sampler trio, you deserve it.
I like this area of town. It's very nice. We're really close to the mountains. You smell the air. It smells good. You got that freshness. You have nature. It's got that rich people smell too. It smells really nice. I spent a lot of time in downtown. You ever tried to take a whiff down there? You can't do it. In the middle, you go. That's pee. That is pee I smell.
But sometimes bad credit come in handy. I know you're looking at me like, how does bad credit come in handy? I'm gonna tell you, a couple of months ago, I was a victim of identity theft. Somebody went through my trash and stole my identity. That's why they tell you to rip up your trash, right? Somebody stole my identity. But I guess whoever it was, I guess they ran my credit and realized how broke I was. They called me up on the phone and gave me back to me. Told me being to me was a waste of his time. He was better off being himself. His credit score higher than mine. He sent me $75 in the mail, told me I'd get it back to him when I get back on my feet.
I like drinking. I like hitting on girls in the bar, being like, hey, what's your name? Jen? We should hang out again. Let me get your number. And then I put it in my phone while I'm hammered. Like, beep, bop, a doo. Next day, I go to call her, pull out my phone. I'm like, who's Jamoopa's pound 7? She sounds hot. I'll call her.
I was walking into a nightclub the other night, and I was walking behind 3 ladies down the sidewalk. It's a little bit dark, whatever. But ladies, most of the time when you're being followed by a guy, you get a little creeped out, right? You get a little nervous. If you're in a group, you lock your arms together. If you're by yourself, you put your keys in your fingers. Like, try it, let's go! But apparently not with me. I'm following these ladies. They turn around and it's like, oh, it's okay, look at her. It's okay. Are you gonna go back in the tree and make some cookies?
I actually asked my agent, I said, hey man, you think it'll be all right if I do the show? He said, Bombo, we've been over this. I'm not your agent, I'm your parole officer.
When she comes to visit me, I go get her at the airport, I go walking towards her, and she's like, Jacqueline? I'm like, Mommy! She's like, Lord have mercy, you fat. Jesus Christ, you are fat. What are you eating, people?
People are becoming a little too politically correct anymore. It's getting ridiculous. Everywhere you go, you have to watch what you say. Everywhere. I feel like such a racist every time I go to 7-Eleven and I ask the guy behind the counter for a pack of Camels.
The 6-month-old, man, he's getting to the stage now, he's okay, but when you first bring a baby home, it's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of being the last sober person at a party. You're with some dude, his head's flopping around, he's drooling on you. Every time you turn your back, he's trying to grab your wife's boob, you know, you're like, just pass out!
I'm single, it's fun. You ever see a girl so hot you get angry? Right? Like you don't know what else to do, you're just like It's the ass, it's always the ass that gets you. You're like, she's pretty cute, oh that thing's perfect. I hate my life.
I decided what I'm gonna be for Halloween. I've decided I'm going to be drunk. I have a feeling it's gonna be popular this year. I have seen it before. I know I'm not the first, but it is cheap. It is cheap. All you need is like a 24-pack of PBR, and after you finish that, you can just put that case on your head and you're a knight. It's amazing.
On again, off again. Drove my friends crazy though. Me and my girl broke up. Good, she's not right for you. We're back together. Good, I've always liked her. We broke up again. Good, she's a bitch. We're back together. Shut up, you're a bitch. But you're the only one who listens, Mom.
Me personally, I'm all for the use of steroids in professional sports. I'm all for it, yeah, I'm sorry. I never understood why people say, and they call them performance-enhancing drugs. It's basically a drug to enhance your performance. Why is that illegal? Like in porn, when chicks go get boobies, that's a performance-enhancing drug. Or they get their lift done. See, that's what that buys, what I don't get about steroids. See, I want steroids. I want a guy that's like 6'13". I don't care. 425 pounds running a 4.40 in like 2 seconds. I want that. I don't care about Rudy. Forget Rudy.
I go to the beach a lot with my roommates, and it's fun and all up until it comes time to apply sunscreen on each other's back. It's not like I'm homophobic. It's more like I'm massaging my roommate's back phobic. So what we do So we take the tube and we squirt it directly onto the back. Then to spread it, we just punch it in. Hurts a little bit. At least you don't feel so weird.
I used to be married. Anybody married in here? Yeah? A few depressed, right on. Single people, make some noise. See how much more life you got in you? If you're single, you want to live life, get married, man. I learned so much about myself during marriage. I learned that I'm a very anxious person. I look at my educational background. When I was in high school, could not wait to go to college. In college, could not wait to graduate, start my life, and get married. Then I got married, then I couldn't wait to die.
You know, people think it'd be cool to have a soundtrack, you know, of your life, backing your life. I think it'd be cool to have narration. And I would want my narrator to be Robin Leach from The Fabulous Life, you know? You know, the guy that's like, Bill Gates is so rich that if he stopped to pick up a $100 bill, he'd be losing money. But for me, it'd be like, Preston Flagg is so poor that when he goes to Subway, he steals napkins so he can have toilet paper.
And if you're going to tell a lie, fellas, know what you're lying about. Because the first time I told a lie, I didn't know much about the Army Reserves. And this woman was like, what do you guys do when you wait to the reserves? I was like, we do sit-ups, we do push-ups, we jog like 20 miles a day. I didn't know 20 miles was a long distance. She was like, wow, I like jogging too. Maybe we could go jogging together sometime. So I tried to live my life. I went jogging with her. 2 miles into jogging with her, I'm thinking to myself, this relationship is over already. And the next time I tell that lie, I won't say anything about jogging 20 miles. I'd be like, we do sit-ups, we do push-ups, we walk like 3 miles a day. We are very reserved in the reserves.